Sivaya Nama Tiruchitrambalam. Welcome back to our discussion on Sokkanatha Venba, verse number 92. In fact, this is a very famous verse, I would say. Whenever we go to any Tirumurai Kacheri, usually when the Odwars are singing, they're performing, they will finish in the entire until the 12th Tirumurai, and then usually they sing one verse from Tirupugal and one verse from Sokkanatha Venba. When we hear that, typically they will choose this particular verse and they will be singing it. It's a very famous verse, I would say. Verse number 92 goes this way. Unnai singaaritthu alagu paaramal ennai singaaritthu idarpatten ponnai arivayaraye ninayum anbilerku un taal taruvayo Sokkanatha. Beautiful verse. As of today, what are the irresistible temptations that we all go through? There are three things. One is land. Another one is gold. The third one is anything that is satisfying our sense organs. Usually they call it as a lady, typically, but that is only used as an analogy. But what we have to look up for is the sense organs related pleasure. So any human being is tempted towards these three. If you look at all the war and the fight that is happening among the world, it is because of the land. It is because of the political divisions that we are going through. They say they claim this land as their own, and then there is a war and there is a fight and there is a social unrest and then the political unrest and whatnot. So what happens is, because of the desire to acquire land, we do get into a lot of trouble, a turmoil. Alternatively, it could be because of gold. Back then, most of the time the transactions were happening using gold and silver. Right now, if you look at it, we have cash. So it's more towards money, it's more towards cash. Are we having pleasure by accumulating cash? No. If I buy too much of gold, if I have too much of money, I'm going to lose my peace of mind in thinking about how am I going to safeguard this money? How am I going to safeguard this gold and all these? So which means I'm going to completely lose my peace of mind and I'm going to end up having a lot of sleepless nights just because of accumulating gold or money. That's the second thing. The third thing that we always long for or earn for, or the desire that we are, which is we are not able to resist, is based on the sense organs. Some of us have weakness towards eating food. We have a craving for variety of food. We would have just eaten something, we would have been full, yet when another pudding or a dessert is offered, we can't control ourselves. How many of us have that problem? How many of us have this weakness for ultimately beautiful flavor and smell? Right? We buy so many different perfumes and scents, and we want to make sure that the entire place is so beautifully aromatized. Alternatively, we also look up for how do we dress up very well. So that's also another sense organ that we are trying to please. We want to see beautiful, colorful, pleasing pictures and flowers and all these. So which means our eyes has a desire. We want to hear nice music. Always there's going to be some kind of a music that is going to be there, and we are getting attracted towards it. So these are the different desires a human being typically goes through. How do we dress up? When we say dress up, not just the makeup or the dressing alone, but we are also dressing up with all these around us, with the land, with a house, with our car, with our vehicles, with our gold, jewelries, silver, money. All these are certain things that we dress up with. When we are dressing up with all these, do we find any kind of a pleasure? Yes, we do, but it is very temporary. Is that a permanent, peaceful pleasure that we are going to get? Obviously no. You look at the great kings and the emperors that ruled India. If you look at Rajaraja Cholan, More than 1,000 years back, he was there, and we still talk about him. We still talk about Rajendra Cholan. We still talk about Karikala Cholan. We still talk about Pallavas. What did they do? Do we remember them because of their valor? Do we remember them because of the way how they dressed up, or the gold that they had, or the way how they were eating? Obviously no. But how do we remember them? With just one thing, because they were building temples. As of today, we can see a lot of people destroying temples. Do we think we are going to remember them forever? Probably we would be only cursing them. But when will we remember them is when you start building temples. So, if you want to get rid of the turmoil, if you want to get rid of the sorrow, or if you want to get rid of the painful suffering that we are going through, all we have to do is start decorating, beautifying Lord Shiva. How to beautify him? Give the land to him. That's what our kings did. Sages did. Many wealthy people did. They offered land. They built temples. They gave money to support the temple. They gave jewelry, nice clothing and all these for Lord Shiva. Is Lord Shiva asking any of those? No. But when we dress up Lord Shiva, we will get rid of our karmic deeds. But when we dress up ourselves, what are we accumulating? We are accumulating karmic deeds. I may not have the so-called, eligibility to be in Lord Shiva's feet, but all I can do is, Lord Shiva, pray to you so that my cravings can be removed from me and I can always be in the permanent happiness situation, like what you make all the matured souls. So this is a prayer that we have to offer to Lord Shiva on a daily basis, to say, please make sure that I'm not getting into these temporary temptations and I'm not getting entangled into all of these, and later I don't want to go through the suffering. Rather, oh Lord Shiva, please make sure that I'm getting rid of this particular desire, that I can be free, break myself free and be in your lotus feet forever. That's what verse number 92 concludes as. I'll come back again with the next verse very soon. Until then, Sivaya Nama, Tiruchitrambalam.